Namaria. So this is an article from Substack, Quran, an alchemical map, and sometimes there is something you are in search of, but you don't know that. Like you cannot name it with proper words, but then you see it, and that's what you are trying to search. So I always wonder the tarot card symbols or the symbolism, even rune alphabets, the Germanic, Norse people. Everything is connected to me. It's hard for me to see everything separately, the way we are taught, designed. कोशिश की गई है हमें उस shape में ढालने की. Everything is separate. Same goes holistic body approach versus medicines. एक medicine आपके अंदर जाके चीज ठीक कर देगी और उस मेडिसिन की वाइब्रेशन एक चीज अगर ठीक करती है तो और बहुत सी चीजें उसके साइड इफेक्ट्स खराब कर देते हैं. It's all about energy frequency vibration. Long story short, the symbolism, those 5 elements in Quran, in other holy texts, for me it's no coincidence. I believe it's all linked, and that's what I was searching for. This is one way, the way this lady does. This is her Insta. I'll share the link, and this is her post, the Quran and Alchemical Map, the 4 sacred stages of inner transformation, Negrido, Albedo, Citrinitas, and Rubido. Alchemy today has been hijacked. Where is alchemy? There's another article जिस पे वो बात करती है alchemy पे कि इसमें वो दो पॉइंट्स देती है. मॉडर्न केमिस्ट्री की पीछे जो माँ थी ये स्टार्ट हुआ था, सब कुछ alchemy से स्टार्ट हुआ था. And another approach is by it's a process. It's not just chemistry happening in labs. It's a process जो आप pain के through purify होते हो, but it's a painful process. So in the rise of what some call colonial spirituality, alchemy is often flattened into a metaphor, an aesthetic, or a vague self-help tool served from its roots and its global history. Alchemy को just हम metaphorically लेते हैं, a self-help tool. But in Western spiritual circles, you will hear जब आप Western spiritual circles की बात करते हो वहाँ आप word सुनोगे shadow work या ego that या inner goal. But हम बहुत कम cultures के बारे में बात करते हैं that carried this work forward. यहाँ वो इस्लाम की बात कर रही है. वो cultures जिन्होंने इसको alchemy को alchemia को आगे लेके चले हैं. And then she brings it. The truth is alchemy is ancient and Islam helped carry it across time. During the golden age of Arab Islamic empires, अब वो Arab Islamic empires पे आती है, Abbasids पे आ रही है. Alchemy thrived as both a spiritual discipline as well as scientific discipline. And she's talking about 8th and 9th century. The scholars in Baghdad, they launched something that's called translation movement, a movement intellectual project that gathered translated texts. Ancient Egypt, Misr का text अरबी में translate हुआ, Iran, Yunan, India, Jin. Through figures like Jabir bin Hayyan, just called Jabir in Latin, who wrote hundreds of treatises that fused metaphysical insight, chemical experimentation, and al-razi, who developed medical techniques, refined processes like distillation, boundaries between science and soul dissolved. These thinkers weren't just searching for gold, they were searching for divine order in material form, searching for divine order. What are we searching for in life? Just a question. I can't name it. What am I searching for? I'm searching for something. Purpose, meaning of life. I don't know what it is. Their work helped build the foundations of modern chemistry, pharmacology, optics, even cryptography, and centuries later, अब हम 10th 11th century पे आ गए हैं, knowledge को preserve किया गया and made its way. अब हम यूरोप में दाखिल हो रहे हैं, अंडलूसिया, स्पेन के थ्रू. अब second great wave of translation की बात हो रही है. So Islam introduced alchemy to Europe, and alchemy quietly reshaped European intellectual life from the inside out. Now she talks about her master thesis that to specialize in alchemical symbolism, tracing it through the work of modern American poets and mystics. But the deeper I went, the more I realized that I had to return to the often unmentioned source text, particularly text written in Arabic. As I dug through manuscripts and compared translations, something became clear. Many European alchemical writings, especially popular translation of Emerald Tablet, were riddled with misreadings, mistranslations, and errors, and the Arabic originals told a vastly different story. I wonder, was there once al-ard? There was a time जब एक जुबान होती थी, Babylonian story, and what made it कि उस एक लैंग्वेज को फिर too many different languages में चले गए. So if there was one language, which language was it? I'm not discussing here superiority or inferiority of any language. उसमें वो बात करती है कि American young poet through alchemia, symbolism, through poetry, Khalil Jibran, William Butler Yeats, के through, explore career. So the moment of realization lit a fire in me, not only because I had found something forgotten, but because eventually I saw alchemy alive in a place I hadn't expected. The Quran. अगर हम कुरान को alchemical lens के through पढ़ें, the same translation होगी या something different. This essay explores, जो उसका article है, 4 stages of transformation: nigredo, blackening, albedo, whitening, citrinitas, and rubido. To the symbolic language of the Quran, drawing on the both traditional alchemical imagery and closed readings of selected surahs, I trace how the divine message maps a journey of, like it is a process, burning, the dark periods of our time, the pain, that hurt, to softening, to illumination, to reunion. This is not a historical essay, but a personal offering, drawing from my own experience, education, and observation. As someone trained in literature, philosophy, and I have had trouble finding resources that engage with the Quran through an alchemical lens, so this is me doing what I wish someone else had done. Reading with fire, with water, with breath, dust, light, mirror that reflects it through selected surahs that carry alchemical resonance. Linking descent of the self in Surah al-BAQARA, mercy of undoing in Surah al-ZUMAR, the light within light in Surah Noor, al-Noor samawati wal-ard, the famous ayah, the spiral of return, Yusuf, Surah Yusuf. In a nutshell, there is a goal in this book, not the kind you mind, but the kind you become. Quran is not just for sawab hasil karna, just to become hafiz, or it's to becoming. It's a becoming of a human being. क्या हमने कभी इस नजर से, इस लेंस से कुरान को पढ़ा है? कभी इसको डिक करने की कोशिश की है? Long story short, what she's discussing in the intro, colonial spirituality to Western spiritual circles to into the Islam culture and ancient, and there is link between all this. Ancient alchemy, then golden period of Arab Islamic Empire, Abbasids, Baghdad, and first translation movement, and Tujabir bin Hayyan, al-Razi to 10th, 11th, and 11th century. The search of divine order and its link with the modern world, and then how Islam entered through Indolus, and then the second translation movement, and Islam, alchemy, and Europe, and then she's discussing in this essay her master thesis, Alchemical Symbolism, and then she found out there were misreadings and mistranslations, अरबी में story और बताई जा रही है, English में कुछ और बताया जा रहा है, and then this symbolism, this alchemy is alive in Quran, and then there are 4 stages of transformation: nigredo, albedo, citrinitas, rubido, with the Quran symbolic language, and then traditional alchemical language found in Quran. 4 steps: burning, softening, illumination, reunion. And she's used observation, education, literature, philosophy, mysticism to linking all these symbols: fire, water, breath, sounds, that is air, dust, earth, light, mirror, alchemical resonance. This was an interesting symbol, the on Neo-Druid symbol, meaning inspiration or essence in the Celtic language, believed to represent the 3 divisions of the soul: mind, body, and spirit. Soul ki aage 3 divisions hai: mind, body, and spirit. And that's my question, like this symbolism is found in Quran and in tarots. How are these all, like everything is linking? How come हम इन सब चीजों को इकट्ठा क्यों नहीं पढ़ते? हम सिर्फ एक ट्रेडिशनल वे से क्यों पढ़ते हैं? And then this Walter Russell, I believe that there is but one thinker in the universe, and my thinking is his thinking. यानी एक thinker है basically universe में. His thinking is basically his thinking, that one source. And then everyone's thinking is an extension. हर एक इंसान जो भी सोच रहा है, जो भी उसकी thinking है, वो extension है through God, that one source, of every other man's thinking. New extension है किसी और की, like मेरी thinking is extension of आपकी thinking, या आपकी thinking मेरी thinking, vice versa. I therefore think that the greater the exaltation and ecstasy of my thinking, the greater the standards of all man's thinking will be. Is he talking about collective unconscious? We all share one mind. Each man is thus empowered to uplift all man, as each drop of water uplifts the entire ocean. And the hidden meanings, plain in sight. Divine, can you see? The dive in. Divine, dive in. So studying divine, trying to, if that's the part, I have to dive in to myself, into my body, into my spirit, into my soul, or into my mind. Within, हमारे अंदर, there is a high twin. Is it talking about our vital body जो रात को सो के चार्ज होती है जब हम sick होते हैं? First, that body gets punctured. Listen. To listen, you have to be silent. And it's kind of anagram of each other. And there was rune symbols, and there are many symbols, but one is Bluetooth ka symbol. And more importantly, the Wikipedia source, Younger Fudhark, also called Scandinavian runes, is a runic alphabet in a reduced form of Elder Fudhark with only 16 characters. Yeah, just a history. As Scandinavian runes, particularly the Elder and Younger Fudhark, are ancient alphabet used by the Norse and Germanic peoples, rich in history and mystical significance. The Norse people, and there was this movie, How to Train Your Dragon. इसमें I guess these Norse and Viking के ऊपर based है. So just connecting. And then the Scandinavian runes, like their एलिमेंट्स के साथ शो किए हुए हैं ये हो मुझे लगता है मुझे ये दरख्तों की शाखें लगती हैं व्हाट डज इट सीम्स टू यू दीज सिंबल पिक एनी फेवरेट एंड ट्राई टू फाइंड इट कहीं भी इफ यू आर इंटरेस्टेड वांट टू ट्राई समथिंग न्यू ansuz लाइक ये मुझे थोड़ा सा सिमिलर लगता है उर्दू का वर्ड आंसू 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 and it is blue. Seems like ram के horns भी और ये जो पीछे बना हुआ है मैं ये F की बात नहीं कर रही and at the same time water जैसे you know क्या है वो जो गोल गोल घूमता है और सब कुछ ले होता है सा साइक्लोन it was in my notes somewhere so this BERKANA इसका meaning था connecting with the inner goddess and the RAIDHO. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, so you may check. Apologies. Finding one's life purpose or setting out on a new path. Because I'm doing these signatures. Taking it as a water, I'm taking it as a fire. Green would be earth. So where is the fourth one? Water के ऊपर नहीं earth के ऊपर water, water के ऊपर fire, fire के ऊपर air. Yeah, where is the air? Okay, this is the blue one. And this one, the M one was, I don't know, but it seems like Urdu word Awaz. I don't know, but it's really intriguing. Sit with them and let it. And ye purane wale hain, a set of old Norse Scandinavian runes, runic alphabet for dark, ancient occult symbols, hidden symbols, Vikings letters, bones and skull. So the bones, occult symbolism, the symbol represents a mode of एक level, एक degree of consciousness को show करता है and ये skull और ये bones क्या कहते हैं ये show करती हैं human being की fallen state, नीचे वाली state, destructive state. जो skull है represent कर रहा है brain को आप and brain like thoughts, electric thoughts. And the bones symbolize कर रही हैं आपकी body को, आपकी body क्या करती है? Action करती है, उन thoughts को लहजामा पहनाती है, यानी act करके. But there is a third one that is missing. Bones symbolize the body, so which carries out action. This is a symbol of thought, an action. जिसमें कोई emotion नहीं involved. And that's why it is gray, it is dead, cold, lifeless. I wonder ये जो achromatic वाली चीज है इसलिए चली है black, white, gray, minimalism. Because there was a time when I really enjoyed this, but now I have come in my life to the point where now I want to try new colors. Now I want to try light colors. I want to come out of the black, white, gray. Like it feels like dead. I don't know. I never thought I would come in my life ever calling the chromatic colors that way. So when thought and action are cut off from emotion, they produce nothing but distraction. And I feel corporations ऐसे काम करते हैं. Like office का माहौल is like that. Act, output there and nothing else matter. Like you are human beings, you are not robot. फिर robots को ही रख लें dear. The problem is, the basic problem here is the ego versus soul. So they serve only the ego. They kill, they corrupt, they exploit, and they pursue personal gain at the expense of all else. Emotion rooted in the heart is the law that gives empathy and care. Without it, thought and action becomes weapons of chaos. Humanity must think, feel, then act. Otherwise, तमाम एक्शंस आर पॉइजन। और अगर दुनिया इसी तरह इसी ऑर्डर में चलती रही तो इट्स ऑल chaos, the wars। और अगर हम हार्ट को भी एम्पैथी केयर को भी शामिल कर लें then ज़मीन would be like earth would be like peace and heaven। So most people are trapped in satanic consciousness। We are trapped in actions and thoughts without heart, without empathy, without care। Because if there would be heart, feelings, empathy, care, higher वाली तो competition comparison की जगह नहीं बनती। Because we are thinking without emotions, without heart, without love. This is why world burns in hell, why chaos spreads, why war thrives, and why corrupt power structure dominate. To break free, we must ignite love in our heart, force thought to unite with feeling and act only from the higher ground. Otherwise, the world will remain enslaved to that. Yeah, this is the next one, Negredo. Let me check. Negredo, first stage of transformation, alchemical transformation, the fire that begins it all. Negredo translates to blackness, darkness in English. It is derived from the Latin root niger, and the concept is often associated with alchemy, where it represents the stage of decomposition. Putrefaction is like decomposing the organic matter, or regeneration. This is marked by descent into chaos or darkness, symbolizing the struggles that must be faced before ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन कैन। ग्रीडो को नेक्स्ट पे करेंगे जिसमें आपकी करार थी, सूरह हज थी एंड सूरह तकवीर थी।